Convicted, you think the president will pardon you?
Pardon me?
If you were convicted, you think the president would pardon you?
The only person I've advocated a pardon for, is Marcus Garvey. 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 The only person I've advocated a pardon for is Marcus Garvey.
Respect your system, unity and love divine. If you're at the alliance, you better remove it. If you're at the alliance, it will be to run before you make your choice. Okay. For what you sow, you shall surely reap. Respect your brother. Respect your sister. Africa, want to go, the land shall go forward. Where they used to run and swim in the cool river. It's over. Respect yourself. I'm going to read some later on. You're talking about peace and love, and you're fighting your brothers. You're singing about unity, and you don't have it alone. You got to practice what you preach and teach. The young. Respect yourself, mankind. Respect your system, unity and love divine. If you're at the alliance, you better remove it. If you're at the alliance, you better leave it alone. To run before you make your choice. For what you sow, you shall surely reap. Respect your brother. Respect your sister. Africa, we want to go, the land of forefather. Where they used to run and swim in the cool river. Respect yourself. Respect yourself. You're talking about peace and love, and you're fighting your brothers. You're singing about unity, and you don't have it alone.
How you doing, everybody?
You got to practice what you preach and teach the younger ones. You gotta know yourself. You gotta know yourself. Respect your sister. Show us love for the children. Respect yourself.
There you go. The back of the back.
Watch yourself, my friend.
The third. Grand Risings family, Grand Risings. Welcome to the galaxy of we.net. Beautiful Grand Risings. Here, live and direct. Here on the beautiful Risings today. Come on. Talking to all the owner out there. I'm talking to you. Speak and it shall happen. So them say. Where we there now? Them sell out, them sell hard. They sell out, They sell out their souls. Oh my gosh, they don't own nothing. None of them own anything right now. Oh boy. Welcome, Grand Risings to one and all, each and every one of you. Each and every one. What, you want to know who this is? It's called the Notations. The band is called Notations. I'm so proud. I'm so proud. Grand Risings Galaxy family. Breaking the past. Hey, breaking the past. We don't give because we have much. We don't give because we don't give because we have much. We give because we know what is right not to give.
Oh, without you. Separation. It's causing the confusion. Segregation. True love is the solution. In the ghetto when you get white squalid, shut the beat from my belly, me a cry. But me gonna come till morning. No credit, so me can't make a call. Now how would you feel? 12-year-old and you can't make a meal. Go like real. Who can hear them and go feel? Operations. It's causing the confusion. segregation. True love is the solution.
Don't cloud your mind with things that are not right. Yeah, each and every one. I'm so tired of this separation.
Separation. It's causing the confusion. Segregation. True love is the solution. So listen, it's a government. Sign up for this. So don't bother play innocent. We know the crimes you commit. Oh, so much guns are coming on my wall. Who get the Chinese get the last laugh. Now when you real to me heart, deal to me heart. Jamaican people are mad. Separation. It's causing the confusion. Segregation. True love is the solution.
Yes, I.
When I is the greatest thing, and I am grateful for the joy it brings. Going on life is so precious. No other time I give thanks for the breath of life. 'Cause life is the greatest thing, the greatest thing. When I wake up in the morning time, I'm grateful that I see the sunshine. Give thanks for every bird, tree, and vine. Count up in blessings and the more I find. Know that life is a precious design. Could I never run on and in the last long time. Still appreciate every hill where I climb. And life is a gift from divine. And life is the greatest thing. And I am grateful for the joy it brings. Going on life is so precious. No other time I give thanks for the breath of life. 'Cause life is the greatest thing. The greatest thing. Life is the greatest gift where I know. And love it at the seed, and that's what I saw. So watch it and grow bigger than a silo. Yeah, me spread it from the UK down to Cairo. You must be alive, them and waste it. And when they gone, we could never replace it. Still I smile to the struggles when we face with. And if I love with open arms, we embrace. Our life is the greatest thing. And I am grateful for the going on life is so precious. No other time I give thanks for the breath of life. 'Cause life is the greatest thing. The greatest thing.
Once again. Once again. Grand Risings, family. Grand Risings. Grand Risings. And welcome to the Blacknificent Show here on the Galaxy of the Weed.net. Ready, we ready. Ready, we ready. Life. Upliftment.
this thing. And I am grateful for the joy it brings. Going on life is so precious. You only time for give thanks for the breath of life. Cause life is when the life
Rima! Can't leave this woman alone, you know. If you're out there, reach out. Galaxy After we are going for you. Right here, right now. Rima! Shucks. She have enough to tell me. Grand Risings, family, Grand Risings, one and all. Health, strength, and prosperity to each and every one of you out here, live and direct in the listening. Those who are in the listening and those who are in the projection of the listening. In other words, what you learn here, you go and teach there. Okay? What you learn here, you go and teach there. Okay. Welcome to the Blacknificent Show here on the Galaxy of We once again. Chef Abia shares herbs and roots to keep your blood clean. Right now, as we huffle and shuffle and snuffle through these next few months here. Over here in the UK, look like everybody have a sniff snuff or something up on, innit? All right then, let me see let me hear what my sister tell me. Mhm.
like a lot of root herbs, cheney root, you have oregano oil, you have so you can put together a herbal mixture to clean out your blood, but it really here's the thing with herbs, right? Yes, they're good to use. So you have to one commune with the herbs and say, okay, what I need, and they'll give you what you need.
Mhm.
Secondly, you can't eat garbage and then consume herbs. It's a disrespect to the
I'm
herbs.
glad that's what you
Yeah.
brought up that point because I think that herb use has almost become trendy. I don't know if it's the space that I'm in, but that's what I've been seeing, right?
Yeah.
And there's a disconnect between the utilization of the herbs and what you need to do for them to work. And I
Right.
think people think that I can do whatever I want, eat whatever I want, and as long as I drink this tea, poof, I'm magically going to be this healthy person. I think that's the disconnect with information that people are dealing with, you know?
Yeah, I definitely agree. So herbs have energy, herbs have spirit, and they will not work if your meditation is wrong, right? So you live in a dirty life, right? Why take herbs? You know, they're not going to really work to the fullness if you cleaned up your life. So you can't eat garbage and then consume herbs. You can't speak garbage and then consume herbs. You can't, it just doesn't connect. So herbs are very trendy right now. And I think we're losing sight of the energetic benefits and the spiritual benefits behind the herbs. We're just taking them, just the physical aspect, and that's where people stuck at on this physical plane. But it's so much deeper than that. So
There's somebody using it.
cleansing the blood, you have to
Somebody
first clean up what you eat. You know, learn how to
you can
extend your fast, or some people say intermediate fasting, but you're just extending the fast from the night.
make it.
And so drinking bitters, bitterwood,
Mm.
Cersei, all of those things.
Mm.
Even if you did a single herb, like mono herb, I call it mono herbing. If you just take, especially if you're just starting out, you take Cersei, you drink that twice a day, or you take neem and you drink that twice a day, or sarsaparilla or cascara sagrada, whatever herb that resonates with you. And this is the thing, people aren't sitting down, they're not studying, they're not going out in nature or going to the elders or people that know herbs and really soaking it up, being in the presence of it and saying, okay, does this herb resonate with me to take? People are just, oh, let me go on Amazon and buy this herb, and that's not what it's about. So
Mm-hmm.
that's what I have to say on that.
I tell you. Watch out now. We always we're always looking and seeking. What's the best? What's the best? What's the one? There's no one. Just like how you are made up of so many different elements, that's what it takes for you to actually repair, rejuvenate, reinvigorate, and in some cases, reactivate. If you know what I mean, you need to reactivate yourself before all the essence is gone. Reactivation. Stand up strong. Stand up long in a life. Giving purpose. What I deal with? 150 years minimum. 150 years minimum. What you chat about? It's only those who know will know the true essence of what life has and what life is. And then they will follow the rules and the regulations of what needs to be done. Because what? If we don't follow those rules and regulations on a regular basis, guess what go happen? Guess what go happen? That's right. That's right. They're gonna feel ill, diseased, disorientated, right? What's that? What's that little clip that I just see there? Oh, discombobulated. The young boy tell me, you discombobulated the man. That's right. So let's do that. This is just the base. This is just the basics, man. Basics. When we start our program, when we start our thing, yeah. When we start our program and start our thing, let me tell you something. You ain't gonna believe the changes that we're gonna be doing and what is necessary. And guess what? Guess what? The program starts now, not in the new year. Not when everybody's in the euphoria of, oh, I've just abused myself. Now let me try and repair myself in 1 week, 2 weeks. Oh, you don't have to do this. You don't have to do that. Oh, those things are a waste of time. Everybody's been doing that for years. Yes, they have. They have, because it's necessary right now. Right? Let's get all of your health professionals around you. Get all your information around you. Get all your information, all your herbs. Let's stock up on there. What did she mention? What did she mention? Right? She mentioned Pharisee, bitter. Search my heart, bitter. What's the other one? What's the other one? Neen, not so bitter. Not so bitter. But neen. Those are things that you start off with. Pharisee, search me heart. Neen, right? What's the other one that I have there? What do you call it now? Something bitters. I can't remember what it is. No, actually, I think it was the search my heart. It was the search my heart. It was a bitter herb that, right? But the thing is, at the same time, you can't be washing the outside and dirtying up the inside. So you have to go right through it, man. Right through it. And for what? And just for a little short time that none for the sacrifice for the long time. 150 years is what we are aiming for. 100, 150 years is what we are aiming for. We are in them category today. Okay? Here on the Blacknificent Show. Welcome, welcome, each and every one of you, right? And all of those who are on there. First of all, greetings to all of you who will join me on the Tickety Talk, right? And I appreciate you all there. Right? So you can check it out. Blacknificent One on the Tickety Talk. Come live, come live. You can come live through that medium as well if you wish to. All right. Share it out, share it out, share it out on there. And also you can come live and direct here in the studio on the phone number, on the phone line on 074-953-95360 and also on 0203-576-1786. Boy, this strong here, three people of mine, of my I would say close associates and parents of close associates that they are passed on to the next realm. Peace be your journey. Peace be your journey. I'm telling you, not is when you're sharing a similar type journey with another person that is close to you. And this is not the first time that it's happened. This is not the first time that it's happened. That somebody who has been sharing the same or similar journey to myself, that their parent has departed. It's not the first time. But in all honesty, there's a piece of relief, because obviously if you are going through this thing, right, intensive 24/7 care that you're providing for somebody, and the toll that it can take upon you personally, sometimes we become oblivious to what is actually happening to us directly. We become oblivious to what is happening to us directly. And when we really take a set, right? When we really take a set to what is happening, we really have to, and I'm gonna have to say it like this: we really have to pay attention to everybody, how it is affecting them as well, because their concerns for you can also affect them. They may change in the way how they approach you. They change in the way how they perceive you. You understand? Some of it, a lot of it, you just have to accept. You just have to accept, because it's not everybody's bag to be in that intensive 24/7 caring space at the time. Yes, King. Yes, one chap. Blessings. Not everybody's in the same space, and they can't. And in all honesty, a lot of them can't live in it. And then again, on the other side of the honesty, a lot of them choose not to be in it, because we know of certain people who have them family, and they don't. They don't participate in their care or senior care when the time does come. When the time does come. And one of the things that I would love to see. The part of the registration for those who are caring. Yes, obviously, the financial aspect of it. Balance it out so that it looks like a wage, right? Because I'm going to tell you now, there are those who are living below the lifeline of livication. Those who are living beneath the lifeline of livication. And yet, when they are reaching out to a system that does try to offer a form of support, but I think that is just in gesture. And it's only when that person makes their mind up that they really need some assistance or they fall ill. That is the time. That is the time when they will all of a sudden, out of nowhere, all this assistance that wasn't available previously will become available. Yes. Oh no. Oh no, people is wicked to it. Oh no, people is wicked, man. And the sad thing, and I'm going to have to add it. Uno family member is wicked too. They're wicked too. Because how can this person who give you life, or these persons that have given you life, all of a sudden be your when you say most, that you are neglecting them in such a manner? How can you be neglecting people so? Grand Rising's Paulette. Right. Grand Rising success. How can you be ignoring some person who give you life, then give you life? When it comes to their time now, that they may need some of the assistance, up in age, mobility, neural I was going to say neural programming, not neural programming, neural deterioration, right? Whether them have dementia, Alzheimer's, or any other form of disease in them ways there, or disability. We need to really check ourselves here, check ourselves. I've liked, what I have liked and enjoyed so far? What I've liked and enjoyed so far? I've liked and I've enjoyed the opportunity to spend time with my life giver, I've enjoyed the time to be with my life giver. Yeah. And the thing is that when she was able to communicate with me coherently, the only thing that she kept on repeating is how much she appreciated what I'm doing and how much she loved me. And I've never had any qualms about that in any way whatsoever. Maybe this is why I am capable. Oh, what did I do? Let's see if I can get this in there. Just a moment, Carla. Just a moment, Carla. I think I got it there. Who's in caller? Okay, then we'll see it come up on the other one. This is why I'm glad. And I don't feel guilty about it, you know. I don't feel guilty about it. Here we are. There's no way that I feel guilty about it. Although it may, you know, in some people's eyes seem like, oh, that's too much. And I understand that. I understand that when they can say that. I do understand it. But I also understand my obligation, my integrity, my dedication to my life giver. And I've exhibited this also to my in-laws as well. I've exhibited the same integrity towards them. And I ensure that they know who I am and what I am. Grand Risings caller, Grand Risings. Welcome to the Blacknificent Show here on the galaxyofwe.net.
Yeah, Grand Rising to you, my brother, and Grand Rising. Yeah. Very powerful what you just highlighted there. Is something which resonates with me.
Yes.
And Grand Rising to the Galaxy family. And, you know, as you rightly said, how can you ignore that thing that that gave you life, that brings life to you, you know? And, you know, I'm in a religion, right, that I have to bring it in here because a lot of people knock it, right? And I don't know where people get sometimes these notions from, but one of the highest presidents that this religion put is on that person that gave you birth, right? Highest president. And, you know, a man one day came and said to the prophet, peace be upon him, who do I give my allegiance to? He said, your mother. And the man said, and who next? He said, your mother. And he said, who next? Say, your mother. And who next? Say, your father. So we put it in this way. Your mother get the gold, the silver, and the bronze. The father gets the consolation prize. You see, because I tell people and I tell this story over and over. When I see a man take his own mother, blind mother, take her house, take her land, and put her out on the street, I'm telling you, that could never go out of my mind. I listened to that woman cry day, night. The other children want to come and move her, and she said no. Rain come and wet her. She want everybody to see, look, this is what my own son has done to me. My own son. I'm blind. Come and take my house. You take my land and put me out on the street. You know, sometimes we don't realize the evil of some of us, you know. You know, the depth of the evil that some of us carry.
Yeah. I've seen it obviously pull families apart, right? And in my opinion, it should do exactly the opposite. I've seen people literally fight over the graveside, right? They're fighting by the graveside as the person is laying down in the ground. Yeah. It's you know, but the thing is that I've seen the other side of it as well. And I'm very glad. I am very, very, very glad that people are documenting certain rituals, practices of the ancients in our culture, right? Because even when they do their ancestral day and they come and they open the tomb and they wash and they redress the ancestor in new clothes. Yeah? Now, for me, it's not just a ritual. It's not just a ritual, right? I was very blessed to join the Maroon celebration and I was just watching and listening to their presentations at the Maroon on Nanny's Maroon Day. This was last week Saturday when I joined it. And I mentioned on there, they said if there are any questions or any commentaries or anything like this, and I was able to speak from here. And this was taking place in Jamaica. And I said, you know something? With what you have there right now, that is the only sanctuary in the Caribbean, or one of the sanctuaries in the Caribbean where people can actually be independent, right? Coincide, and I explained, you know, what we did in Africa, and we was bestowed an African name upon each of us who was members of the Fathers Group, right? So we all got an African name, and I said, surely, to even redeem some of the things that has happened in the Maroon, that you would be able to provide a pathway of naming ceremony, right? Because you've already made the stance, or your ancestors have made the stance, right? By taking the action of liberating themselves away from slavery, regaining their acquaintance and maintaining their acquaintance with the African culture as a Maroon, right? What about all those what follow? Surely they should be renamed as they take that path as well, or have the opportunity to rename themselves in some kind of ceremonial accolade. Yeah. And then this only a few days ago, only a few days ago. They had honors. Was it the honors and oh, there's some ceremony in Jamaica of honors and something else. Ceremony in Jamaica, right? And what that was basically the political party that got re-elected came and gave medals in medal ceremonial to those who have been activists within the community. So basically, they've given them an extended title now, right? You understand? We need to do exactly the same for our liberation. We need to have that dedication, acknowledgement, right? And I know that they do a renaming and a reacquainting, rebirthing, or whatever the process is in the Muslim.
Yeah.
Right? When you give up the name of your what's it, captor?
Well, there's one reason why they do this name thing in Islam. Okay, one, it's an identity. One,
yeah,
and secondly, one of the things is that the Prophet, peace be upon him, said, "Give your children good name. Don't call your children bad names. Okay, do not give them names of evil. Always give them the best name that is possible." You understand? See? Because sometimes the name that you can give a person can also be a problem to their life. You understand? You know? So it's so important in a name. It's not about colonizing you or anything, but basically, as I said, imagine if I'm somewhere and, I mean, somebody said, okay, right, or he can't speak on this, but they hear or they look at my tag and say, oh, this is your name. They will know, well, okay, this is what category I put that person in because of identifying the person's name.
That's right.
You understand me? Yeah? You see?
But most African rooted names have the structure of time, place, region, family, affiliation, even skill within the name. Anyhow, yeah.
Well, exactly, yeah. You know, yeah. But as I said, but please, anybody, never give your children any bad name. Right? There is a name that is mentioned in the Quran that a certain man was named. Okay, and nobody has ever given their children that name. Never. You understand me, right? Yeah. Nobody will ever call their children by that name. You know? So what I'm saying is, it's important that you don't call your children, evil names. It's like, as I said, it's the same thing. Like, don't tell your children bad things about their father. Don't tell children bad things about their mother. Don't do that. You know, you're sowing the seeds of problems in later life. You know, and many times at work, I talk to guys and they're so, and when I check back with them, what they do is say, oh, that woman, she's like this, or that man, he's like a this. I said, that's where your problem is, my brother. You're now telling that child about her queen, his queen or her queen, that she is a this and she's a that.
Oh, yeah.
You understand me? That child is burning up inside. When the child go to school, all she wants you hear is to be able to say to the other person, look, my dad is the greatest person in the world. My mom is the great. That's what they want to hear. Not you telling them that their mother is this, their mother is that. No. If it is that, then let the child find out for themselves. Not you telling them. No matter what it is, you always big up the mother, big up the. But I don't know how this hatred come in between two people who have laid down together. You know what I mean? And you have children together. And in this evil within them because maybe something went wrong here, and all of a sudden this one wants to kill that one wants to destroy that one. Wait a minute.
It's crazy, isn't it?
You know what I'm saying? I could never understand it.
But the thing is, my brother, right, that we have to realize, right, that even now, after all the years that we have been here, right, 60, 70 years that we have been here, the system and society has always been denigrating towards itself. This system and society has been denigrating beyond to itself. It hasn't made any progress in making a better society. Everybody's in survival mode. Everybody's in survival mode. They know that there's wrong. They know that they're doing wrong. They're instigating wrong, but they're not doing nothing about it.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. I mean, as I said, if me and my wife, okay, I don't try to get the other family involved. Some people say, oh, you're talking to my wife? I want to, Well, that's because you and your wife break up doesn't mean that me and her have to break up too. You understand what I'm saying, right?
Yeah, I understand that one.
Right? She's got my I mean, she's got my nephew or my niece. So why because you and her have a problem that me have to get, you understand what I'm saying? No. I mean, all of these sort of things that you rightly say, we don't move on. We don't try to solve the problems. That all these things we've seen over the years, and we look back and we say that's bad, and we don't try to correct them.
And it's a shame really, because we have so much potential, real potential, right, to literally resolve so many issues.
Exactly. Yeah.
But unfortunately, because of the and I have to put the emphasis and onus onto the system, right, which I don't like to do, right, because I believe, and this is me personally speaking, the onus is on us to do the work for us. But unfortunately, because of the schooling system and everything else, they feel said that what them learn in school is better than what they could learn at home.
Right.
And unfortunately, the standard of the school, as poor as it is in some households, right? I'm not going to say most. In some households, right, it is better than what it is in the home. Right?
Yeah.
How can the thing is, I'm gonna tell you a measurement. I'm gonna tell you a measurement on this. You have somebody who come into the school, and the school is correcting that individual. Fix up your clothes, fix up your tie, clean your shoes, comb up your hair, right? Present yourself better. You understand?
Yeah.
So that standard outside of the school is not up to the standard of the school. Right? Now imagine now, if your standard was higher than the school, there would be absolute quietness. And yes, they would probably look to that child or those children from that household, and they say, this is what we would be an exemplary example of what we would like to see as a representation. Yeah? But yet, This is what the measurements are. So therefore, yes, we're supposed to be exemplary. That should be standard. It's like when you see a person who's living in a righteous manner, you see a sister that represents herself in a righteous manner. You see a brethren that represents himself in a righteous manner. When one walks into the room,
Yeah.
everybody's back straighten up.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
There's no slack talk when they address him. Yeah?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You understand? You know, like how some of these youngs like to do. They like to talk you like you and them is size.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
You understand?
I do understand what you're talking about. I do understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
And it is so important that, as you rightly say, over the years, there are some people, as you rightly say, and I remember at my wedding, my father-in-law spoke. It is how many, over 30-something years ago. And today people are still commenting to me when they meet me about the stature of this man. And so that's exactly what you're saying. It's true. As one person, their stature can make a lot of difference.
Yeah, I'm looking to see where this is coming from. I can't see where it's coming from.
And that is something that we need to focus on. I mean, I remember many years ago, I was living in Hemel at the time. And there was a young man from South London, young black kid. And they brought him up that side in one of those villages up that side, spent a few weeks. And he was there for a few weeks. And they said the change of that young man.
Yeah.
In that few weeks, it was amazing.
That's right. That's right.
You know.
And it happens. It does happen.
Environment.
It does happen.
Yeah.
And it can happen.
Basically, sometimes the person is the way that just because of the environment that they're in, you take them out of that environment, and you could see a total different person altogether. You know. And that is one of the things that people can change, but environment sometimes make a person good or evil, and it's a matter of whether they see. I mean, if you're in an evil environment, to say, well, boy, I don't want to really go down that road. You know what I mean? But many is just dragged along because they're in that environment.
You know what happens? You know what happens? When you see something is accepted, people will fall in line.
Right.
It's like bad behavior. Yeah, it's like bad behavior. Yeah, it's easier to come down than to come up.
Right.
Yeah.
But I never forget that. I never forget about that young man. As I said, they brought him from I don't know, it was a child progress or whatever, but the point is that they brought him to a school in that area of Hertfordshire for, I think it was 3 or 4 weeks, something like that. And they said that the difference of that young man, that made to that young man in that time was immense.
Exactly. Even now, right? Yes, there is a big shift worldwide. Things have changed. Ways of engaging with others from other regions around the world has changed, right? But yet, some people still want to go with their bragga and disruptive self. And now when they get locked down, right? I forget the expression what somebody said. Yeah, anyhow, when you get locked down in foreign places, there isn't any compensation because you come from England. You understand? You face the consequences as a foreigner.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Was it? I think it was a few days ago when I did see a report of somebody was released from prison who was on death row for the last, I think it's 9 or 10 years, right? And they come back to England now, right? And that was for, I think they were coerced into carrying something or whatever, you know. Right? And I'm thinking to myself, wow, look on this now, right? Because obviously, you know what, that's their rules, that's their laws, and that's what they are. Because they would have, I'm sure if it was one of their citizens, right, they would have carried out the execution a long time ago.
Yeah, yeah.
Right? You know, so anyhow, listen, I'm gonna take a little.
You have to get on with your
20 minutes.
the other side of the show. Yeah. Okay
Yeah,
then. So thanks for letting me on. And
Yeah. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for coming in. Yeah. Right, that's our brother Akram there. That's our brother Akram there. Right. We're coming into our midday meditation right here, right now. Midday meditation is when we take that space to do some insular working, check in with ourselves, whether it be physical, spiritual, or otherwise. Take the time to journey with us here on the Blacknificent Show on a midday meditation. And we start with the power of the breath. Tough.
The boys like them thugs, them hyper, we don't give a fuck. Mr. Boat in the white and every girl a ball out photo. If you not trouble me, me not trouble you. Tell me in my boys, you know. I'm gonna be alright, you know. I'm leaving now, so the team will come. The crowd will let me out. I never wanna talk big on me out. I'm asking my fight, what you talking about? Just keep them out, I mean, I need a dog. Sounds like God, I the mother said no. The NX is pure, what's up at the floor? Show the coffee bookie and a dead mom. Let's fuck the club, dog, we're making the thoughts. We're fixing them out, tell them winning and all. The more sex visit around. Me young and defensive, cause me not give a fuck, I'm a pro. Grades are clean at the chart. You cannot fuck out, I better palm the car. You're ready to think up.
Boy.
Justice equal rights for all. No matter how the time hard. I said don't think of you run for yard. Babylon and Rasta youth not tread the same road. A politician them a mix up in a crime. I tell you the best a prayer for them people. Because it's so bad for just mankind. And over them out there a madman in a clean class. The system manipulate the youth's mind. I give thanks for every blessing in this life of mine. We're living in a perilous time, yo. On to the days of Marcus Garvey teachings. On to the days when we're proud without bleaching. On to the days when we unite and fight. Stand up for something else, you fall for anything. On to the time we love my brother and his history. On to the days of serving and listening. The most high blessings is insisting. It's unfortunate for some youths. Most high rules and ways. We overcome the struggles from the road and bed. I tell you, say we now miss this Zion shirt. We always a call upon His Majesty name. I watch how them indoctrinate the youths fit up.
My island, oh yes, it's in a bondage. This little island in a colonial bondage. Yes, it's in a bondage. Oh, Lord, I am of them in a hostage. No sell off a little island. This is where we born, this is where we come from. Preserve reggae music, protect the Rasta man. This is where we born, this is where we come from. Whoa, yes, I love my Jamaica. Oh, yes, I love my Jamaica. Third world blues, we pay that dues, and we pay that price under the English rule, and them rape and them rob and them thief from we. Then they take all the profits and leave from we. Oh, dread knows, Jesus, judgment of some. See that talk for. My island, oh yes, it's in a bondage. This little island in a colonial bondage. Oh, my island, yes, it's in a bondage. My island, I left of them in a hostage. Oh, to sell off your little island. This is where we born, this is where we come from. Preserve reggae music, protect the Rasta man. This is where we born, this is where we come from. Whoa, yes, I love my Jamaica. I love my Jamaica. Sell out we land, the beautiful beaches, all for the tourists. This is business, this is my country, it's broken in pieces. And this is my country, right by the little pieces. It's right in the weekend, while violence increases. My country is bleeding, oh, grabbing up our land, everybody get a little bit greedy. Oh. My island, no, yes, it's in a bondage. Stick the island in a colonial bondage. My island, no, yes, it's in a bondage. Oh, my island, I have a problem in a hostage. No sell off the little island. This is where we born, this is where we come from. Preserve reggae music, protect the Rasta man. This is where we born, this is where we come from. Whoa, yes, I love my Jamaica. Oh, yes, I love my Jamaica.
I know say that is wet over there right now.
Step by step, turn it a little bit I know my people will never give up. So we will fight and not stay in at the back of the bus. I know that people is afraid of us. Because we're moving forward without the pros and cons. Step by step, learning a little bit. I'm tired, but I'm singing again. Be my master, and what my ancestors have done. It give me the will to move on and the determination. Ever hold me down and them chin for me photo. I come and force if you read all them books. They go your life, them a think them a coco. If you just your enemy, them know where people put you. Oh, that's a man I do. It might mean some I go talk you. And I understand that I need to die. Like you done to us, you like when we bleed. You can't kill the righteous, you just bury a seed. All things you took from us and think we will grow. Help us to find the strength inside, you never know. Step by step, turn it a little bit short. Breath by breath, turn it a little bit short.
Well, I'll get to you so tight, cause this is all the sight and dynamite, you know. Straight from the ground shot, you Johnny go figure, you know. Going on to all get to you home with a broad scene. What down dang, hey, what da dang, she what da dang dang, hey, round to the banger, she what da dang skank, big. Sick push you know me do me own thing, big. Say what da dang dang, say unemployment not easy. So stay unemployment not easy. So what that thing say unemployment not easy. So stay unemployment not easy. So what that thing, let me tell you about the thing that got the unemployment. But you're not the thing is no enjoyment. Struggle and stop vision living in the projects. Now vacancy for me so we can't pay the rent. Looking at me pocket, me no have no red cent. When me look at what you see me and them reject. When me put the image that they want to protect. When me talk to the one in my one like this. You know them kind of things they bring out on the stress. Every time they see me, they might treat me like this. True, they never know me record clean like this. So forward up the push, I want start to progress. True to rights me a talk, so me have the money face. No more poverty and no more pocket penniless. Determination that they get to you, they can't test. So easy, Johnny, go because you're on the contest. Unemployment not easy. So stay unemployment not easy. So what that thing say unemployment not easy. So stay unemployment not easy. So what that thing say every day we wake up and we do me 9 to 5. Just dealing with the pressures and just dealing with the giant. To support my family, your mama have to stay alive. Cause the fittest of the fittest, judge I know will survive. Some days I work out easy, feeling like a piece of fire. Some days me want to go and took me manager one night. Blam 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 is what me hear all the time. But if me talk and tell me happy pay the price. Me liver was up on how the system design. The rocks you have to climb before you lose your mind. But the money off the circle so you grind. Enough of all the work you do, you still left behind. But I know that's how we shine it would be my time for the milk and the honey and the ginger wine. So tell the boss man you better give me what is mine. Before me cause I'm on the have a drop of a dime. Unemployment not easy. So stay unemployment not easy. easy. So what that thing say on the blind, it not easy. So stay on the blind, it not easy. Well, watch your mouth, say on the blind, it not easy. No, say on the blind, it not easy. I could have never on the blind, it not easy. So stay in the blind, it not easy. Well, watch your mouth.
She said my eyes betray my smile. Oh, mama really knows my child. I feel so empty deep inside, so far away from peace of mind. And it's only when I roll up that I feel like my problems go away. Just please keep your promise, don't give me more than I can bear. What if I told you not a day goes by that I don't cry? Because of all that's going on inside my mind. I'm torn to pieces, yes, my heart hangs slow sometimes. Oh, so please, I need your help right now, right now. I've given up 1,000 times. I've even tried to take my own time. I search for all the strength inside and tried to cast the fear aside. It's only when I roll up and I feel like my heartbreak goes away. So I smoke and I pray, Judge, please take this pain. What if I told you not a day goes by that I don't cry? Because of all that's going on inside my mind. I'm torn to pieces, yes, my heart hangs low sometimes. Oh, please, I need your help right now, right now. Stop. What if I told you not a day goes by that I don't cry? Because of all that's going on inside my mind. I'm torn to pieces, yes, my heart hangs low sometimes. Oh, please, I need your help right now, right now. What if I told you that the day goes by that I don't cry? Because of all that's going on inside my mind. I'm torn to pieces, yes, my heart hangs low sometimes. Oh, please, I need your help right now, right now. Please, stop.
Trillionaire.
Would be a lot happier with a lot less flashy, showy, expensive lifestyle where they got to do what they love to do. I mean, even when you look at millionaires and billionaires, you do realize that like most of them have these little quirky hobbies they do that don't take that much money or doesn't need to take that much money. You know, think about it. When you get past the boats and the vacation houses and the flexing and the stunning and all that stuff, pretty much everybody, billionaires, millionaires, all of us, whoever, we have just little bitty quirky hobbies and passions we like to do that you can do it on a smaller level. You can do it on a inexpensive level. You can find a way to fund a lifestyle that allows you to do the things you love to do and isn't super pricey. And the reason why that's important is because then we don't have to spend all of our lives like working. And then we'll have more free time to like live our life. So many of us, because we start out with the ideal of, oh, I need to achieve this, I need to be making this much money, we fall into a trap where 10 years later, we're still chasing making that amount of money, but we start acquiring things and getting all these extra possessions and getting into all this debt and doing all this stuff based on a lifestyle that like somebody else told us we needed to live. Oh, hold on. Let me readjust here, folks. Woo, those knees. Boy, the knees. I was like, I can squat this whole video. The knees said otherwise. The knees says you gonna have to switch every 6 minutes. But I feel like we spend our whole life chasing other people's ideals of what ideas of what the ideal lifestyle is, and then we fall prey to debt and just excess expenses and bills and things because we're trying to live this lifestyle we don't even want. Whereas if we started out going after the lifestyle we want, it wouldn't take near as much money or debt or all that to fund it.
Okay.
That's just something I've just been thinking about, is like, how are we spending our whole lives working and getting deeper and deeper in debt, and we're not living lives we like?
Yeah.
I mean, if you're going to be in debt and underwater and broke and still working 70 hours a week, you might as well be like living the life you want, right? You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Yeah. But it's like, no. And I do realize, I want to say right now, before someone says it in the comments, I do understand it is getting more expensive to live. Inflation, things are going up right now. I get that. I get that.
I want to reach on to that.
But I also get that a lot of the reasons we're in the situations we are in, which might have been more economically reasonable 5 years ago, is because, once again, like I said, we started out at 17, 18, when we started working, going after something different, right? Going after a lifestyle that other people sold to us. And I do think it is possible to get back on track. Like, I think you can start at any time and be like, okay, even if I'm struggling right now because of things I've done, the economy, whatever, from this moment on, I'm going to figure out how I really want to live my life, the things I really need in my life, the people I really need in my life, how I want my life to look. And I'm going to start working on funding that, figuring out how much money it takes in funding that. But I also think that for the kids out there, the young people out there, hopefully they get this message and realize you don't have to get into like major student loan debt or, finance a fancy automobile or do all this other stuff people do just to try to look successful or try to look like you're making it in life, if that's not the life you want. And here's another thing too, like, I feel like when you're funding your lifestyle, if that's the goal, you will find things, I would imagine most of the time, you will find ways to make money that are kind of directly tied to or indirectly tied to what you want to do anyway. For example, once I finally figured out I wanted to travel, I don't think it's any surprise that when I work, I usually work in travel destinations. When I work, I'm usually working, in a national park, close to a national park, ski resort, Alaska, you know what I mean? And I think that's just what like naturally happens. If you want to like ski all day long and like be a beach bum, you're probably going to end up finding a job or a way to fund your lifestyle that, if you want to surf, if you want to surf all day and be a beach bum, you're probably going to find a job on the beach, maybe be a surf instructor. If you want to be a ski bum, you'll probably end up working at a ski resort. See how this all works out? That's why when people are like, oh, Tim, you're not being realistic. Like, some of us have to work these crappy jobs we hate. I don't know if that's true. And even if it is true, it doesn't have to be true for you. Sorry for the people who end up working the crappy jobs. But like, I'm not going to live my life just being resigned to doing things I don't want to do because somebody's got to do it. No. I think when we sit down and like figure out our lives, FYL, figure out your life, and then we fund our life, FYL, fund your life, I think it all becomes one situation. Instead of it being, oh, work is this, and I really hate it, and I really don't like it, and then later I get to like live my life on the weekends, hopefully, or but it all becomes one situation. This is what I want to be doing with my life. Let me figure out a way to make enough money to do that, and hopefully figure out a way to do it in a manner that like goes along with what I'm trying to do. That's life. That's when it all starts coming together. That's when you go to work, don't even realize you're working some days. Because it's all part of a lifestyle that like you designed, that you've been planning on, that you wanted, that you asked for, that you prayed for. You know, there will be struggles in life. There will be suffering in life, you know? Oh, hold on. One more readjustment. There will there will be days in life that aren't the best. But if your overall lifestyle is amazing and fulfilling and does something great for you and brings meaning into your life and brings happiness and brings joy into your life, those bad days are you know? Instead of you thinking that life is always horrible and life is miserable and life is this and life is that and all this negativity that I understand why some people believe, you can be one of the people that like doesn't see it that way because it's not that way for you.
Whoa.
What's going on, everybody? Tim here. I was thinking lately, friends, nobody really there will be days in life that aren't the best. But if your overall lifestyle is amazing and fulfilling and does something great for you and brings meaning into your life and brings happiness and brings joy into your life, those bad days are you know? Instead of you thinking that life is always horrible and life is miserable and life is this and life is that and all this negativity that I understand why some people believe, you can be one of the people that like doesn't see it that way because it's not that way for you. You're living your life and you won't be burdened with the ideal of always needing to be like chasing more money. The one of the saddest things that I never knew about until I started making videos. I was talking in a comment the other day and I was saying that like, you know, after 10 years on the internet and, you know, probably reading hundreds of thousands of comments. And when I wrote that, I was in my bag writing, you know what I mean? I'm like 10 years on the internet, 100,000. And then I was like, wait a second, that's like true. Like it hit me. You know, sometimes the words be flowing. Sometimes I have to check myself. I'll be like, Tim, is that really true? But that one, I'm like, I was flowing with the words. I'm like, wait a second. I probably have read hundreds of thousands of comments over the years. But some of the saddest ones is when I hear from people who will say they have decent amount of money saved up. I got 50 in the bank, Tim. I'm good. I got this much, blah, 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 blah. And some of them are low-key bragging. We'll let them brag. If you're doing, we'll let you brag. Low-key. But the sad part is when they're like, yeah, but I got 10 more years to work. You know what I mean? Or they just, I just can't allow myself I can't allow myself to take a sabbatical. I'm not saying stop working, but I'm just saying like when I'm talking about, hey, take 6 months off, take a sabbatical, take all your vacation time, that type of stuff. People will be like, I just feel like if I'm not working and I'm not continuing to stack up money, something bad's gonna happen. That's sad because that is chasing money and making money being your life and you having like no time for living your life and your lifestyle. Classic example of that. And I think all of us fall somewhere on that spectrum. Maybe a lot of people aren't that extreme, but for a lot of people, yeah, we're it's all about, you know, getting to the bag. And then if we got time left over, we enjoy life. But it's like, why not set up an enjoyable life and then just figure out how much of the bag you need to keep living it? And you can work into your lifestyle saving. You can work into your lifestyle investing, planning for the future. I think every so many years, you gotta, you know, revisit and be like, okay, Is this the same lifestyle I still want? I know for me, every 5 years or so, I start to switch things up. I think I'm about to go through another switch up now. It's all kind of the same overarching lifestyle, but like every so often, there's a change, you know? But so it doesn't have to be, oh, you decide one day and that's it. And it doesn't have to be just because like you're funding a lifestyle that may not be that expensive. It doesn't mean that you're not planning for the future. It doesn't mean you're not saving, you're not investing. It doesn't mean that like you're totally irresponsible. People like to think that if you're not living just that same lifestyle everybody's living and it's just money, 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 then you're being irresponsible. It's like, no, actually, sometimes living the way you really want to live ends up being cheaper and you end up being able to like save more money. Not to mention like if the lifestyle I live isn't crazy expensive because it's not packed with all this stuff that society said I need or have to buy, then it'll be easier for me to fund that lifestyle well into my 60s, 70s, and 80s. I'm not going to have to worry about all the stuff you have to worry about at that age because my life doesn't cost that much. And it's not going to cost that much when I get older. We just got to FYL. Figure out our lifestyles, figure out your lifestyle, and then find a way to fund your lifestyle.
Mm-hmm.
It's very simple. It's very simple. The concept. Now, it will take work, and especially in our world these days, you'll have to overcome some hurdles, and people will look at you like you're crazy. But just imagine waking up, doing what you love to do, enjoying your life, and knowing that it's not going to take you working a very high-paying, high-stress job for 60 hours a week to fund it. You might be able to figure out a way to work part-time to fund your lifestyle. You might be able to figure out a way to work a fun job. You know what I mean? We all have jobs we looked at and be like, man, that'd be fun. May not pay a lot, but you'd be like, man, it would be fun to work at the amusement park. That's one. I've always wanted to work at like Busch Gardens. Run the rides. Everybody on, go, stop. You know, anyway, may not pay that well, but hey, if you're someone who loves amusement parks and you want to spend your life traveling around to amusement parks, you might figure out a way to work at them every summer and do it. You mean it's just I don't know. I'm getting very excited thinking about this. All the different things that like you can spend your life doing if you really want to do it, and like all the ways, the different jobs or side hustles, or we didn't even talk about, you know, businesses you could start that tie in with it. Infinite possibilities. Endless possibilities. And
If everything in life was right, then we would never have to fight. So if we never use the brain,
Ancestral voices.
only carcass would remain. If man had never used his hands, then he would never understand the joys of making this and that and winning money from the slot. Forget about stupidity. Discover your ability. Develop your creativity. Cultivate humility to brave the stormy weather. Oh, my brother, and heed my foolish words. To see the more you give to life, is the more you get from life. So go on and give. Don't count the cost. And the less you give to life, is the less you're gonna get from life. So go on and save your dough. Your soul might be lost. If every man should be the boss, there'd be no one to groom the horse, mechanics none to fix the car, no humble man to spread the tar. Imagine everyone on top Now tell me what the hell could stop the top heavy from a fatal drop? Extinct would be the model crop. It's time we learn to be satisfied. Curtail resources running dry. Too much have you, get rid of some. There are too many who have none. Oh, my brother, help them to face the stormy weather. Heed my foolish words once again. You see, the more you give to life, is the more you're gonna get from life. So go on and give. Don't count the cost. And the less you give to life, is the less you're gonna get from life. The Savior told your soul might be lost. You see, the more you give to life, is the more you're gonna get from life. So go on and give. Don't count the
Rising Blacknificent family.
And the less you give to life, is the less you're gonna get. So say your door, your soul might be lost. You gotta give if you got to those who have not.
Yeah. You got to give if you've got to those who have not. Boy, struggle, struggle, struggle here, Sean. Struggle here, Sean. But yet, we always find a way to come through. Sister Sandra, come, sir, come.
Grand Rising Blacknificent family. Yep, I'm here in your town. This is day 3 of the celebration. On day 1, they were looking at the herbs, so I'm just going to bring you a little bit closer. That's what a Joseph coat looks like. Oregano. Some of you will know this in terms of your foods, your spices. We got Search Me Heart.
You see? You see? All the herbs that was mentioned earlier on, those are available. Those are available. Right? Now, let's go to the places that we can go and source these herbs. Right? We need to go and source these herbs. She's showing me some imagery there of some of the dishes that were available at the event on last Saturday there, right? And I'm anticipating her arrival. Okay. I'm anticipating her arrival. So anyhow, yes. So like the herbs that we're saying there, right? Because remember, this is a seasonal change, so we need to do the seasonal etiquettes, right? Cleanse out, cleanse out, cleanse out. But not only to cleanse out, to really dedicate ourselves to making a change where it's necessary as well. Because yes, you know what, we've lived a nice time through the summer, probably overindulging in some cases, but now it's time to say, something. All right, for the next 2-3 months, let me just cleanse out my body, cleanse out my body, cleanse out my body. Right? That may mean that you abstain from certain things that are averse to your body in that way there, or you've been abusing it, overdoing it. And I hold my hand up and say guilty as charged as well. So in them ways there, say that I'm not just saying it, I have to do it as well myself. Right? I have to do it myself. So let's all help each other out Let's all get out there and do that is absolutely necessary for us to do. Right? I have some messages. I have some messages here. Right? Da, 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 da. 28 years. Here we go. Let me give it. That's Where was he? Where is he? Where is he? Where is he? Tomorrow. No, not tomorrow, because I'm thinking tomorrow Saturday. It's not Saturday tomorrow. Saturday the 25th of October, 10:30 a.m. Dave Frederick, right? Not all children are equal. Estate planning for our children, right? And this is for the Ubuntu LLC Coffee Saturdays, right? That is Ubuntu LLC Coffee Saturdays, and that is on online as well, right? You must be there as Dave. I was going to say David. Dave explains where we are and about our children. We are children. Do you want the in or out? Right? Let me read that again. Sorry. A must be there as Dave explains where we are and about our children. Do you want them in or out? Okay. And that's on a Zoom link, right? That's on a Zoom link, and it's Ubuntu Coffee Saturdays 1. Okay, so when you go in there, it's Ubuntu Coffee Saturdays 1. Okay, to register for that. So if you look into that, right? A discussion around our children for this Saturday. Oh, the volume is a bit low there, right? So that is this Saturday. Okay, so just saying that if you want to join into that, right? That's on Ubuntu. That's UBUNTU, right? LLC, and then Coffee Saturday, right? Ubuntu LLC. Oh, Coffee Saturdays. Okay, and that's this Saturday at 10:30 a.m. Okay. Also, there is a gathering. Where is it? I just had the thing in front of me. Oh, my people. Guilty is hiding underneath this and underneath that. Here we are. Right, this is in November, right? So you got a little bit of time. Only just a little bit of time, just a little bit, right? Spirituality versus materialism. What is it to be human, right? Now, the panel that consists of Huey Rose, D.S. Jammers, Dr. Abu Ratata, and Edison Abajin. Abanji, yeah. I've gone with Abanji, right? So that is also at the Back Theatre, Minty, questions and answer, Sister Africa and the African Market as well. And that is on Saturday the 15th. That's on Saturday the 15th of November, right? Hosted by Sister Angie and Dr. Nick. Okay, so please be in attendance at that one, right? And that is from 3 p.m. to 8 p.m. Right? Doors will open at 2:30. So therefore, obviously, come in, dust yourself off, get ready for an intense conversation or conversing. Okay, and you know what we can do, what we do here regularly on the Fridays. Yes, it is Fridays with Dr. Abu and Kingman Jammers, right? So you know what we're going to be coming with, and it's going to be live and direct, right? The Fetal Medicine Research Institute, right? And that's on Windsor Walk. Windsor Walk, or sorry, 16 to 20 Windsor Walk, London SE5 8BE, right? So that's 16 to 20 Windsor Walk, London SE5 8BB. Okay. You better get in early for these tickets. I presume the early bird will be finished this strong here, so that'll be £10. And but the general tickets are £15, so it's not so heavy on that one there. And then yeah, all tickets. If you want to call on 07903 591 426. That is 079 03 591 426, right? Or visit the site, right? www.united society dot network, right? That's the word network, not .net, network. Okay, so that is www.unitedsociety.network. Okay, and then let's attend that one in full numbers now. Full numbers. Talking about full numbers, did you see what was happening in Washington over the last few days? Yes, he said. Did you see it? Did you see what was happening in Washington over the last few days? Yes. Right. We should come to that. We should come to that conversation in a little while. Let me just talk about the ancestral voices. Ancestral voices this strong was brought to you. Here we go. Right. By the care of a young brother. Where is it? Oh, come on. Let's screw it down. I want to get his name right. Timothy Ward. Right? This young brother, obviously, he's giving his view on how to go about having a life that is satisfactory, not only for himself, but possibly for like what the system is actually trying to oppress us or press us into, to make us feel that we're not worthy. We're not worthy, So therefore, what he's been able to do and has dedicated himself to do at this time is to simplify his life. Simplify his life. Now, there is a time. There's a time when we do get excited about life and the days ahead. Especially when we're young. When we're young, that we're invincible. We are invincible. So therefore, let me just check something here. Right. Yeah, we are invincible. So when we really look at how our lives have been, right? Can we actually say that we are 100% happy with what's been happening for us or with us, right? And this is why it's good to get another person's perspective, because obviously, we here on the Galaxy, we speak about the African migration from us and our people. We talk about that. We talk about that quite often, right? Surviving within a system or society that not necessarily is catering for us directly or indirectly is one of the challenges I think that we're going to be facing in the near future, very near future, right? Because the subtleties of the British system right? They would do it straight in your face, but they will say, no, we did not. But let's not be naive. Let's not be naive as to what they are doing, what they're proposing, right? From both sides of the bench, right? As in the House of Commons, on both sides of the bench, what they are proposing, what they are actually instigating as well in many of the boroughs around the UK, right? Also, the interference of financial flow, right, has always been one of their major how can I put it? It's always been one of their major um, tactics of suppression. What can we do about that? What should we do? It's not what can. What should we be doing about it? Right? Because we're not the only ones. We are not the only ones who is really being pushed in the direction of poverty. Right? Even now, even now, they've added some other protocols. They've added some protocols to have our have our movements monitored in a different way. And I emphasize, and I did add that other thing piece on the end, to have our movements monitored in a different way. Because let's not be apprehensive about this, and let's not be shocked about it. But they have been doing this, and they have been practicing this for a very, very long time already. Right? Many of us have been subject to this monetarization. We've all been subject to it in one way or another, whether it be a financial record or a physical record by using like passes and everything, and also by you even walking down the street and you are being recognized as a person walking down the street. Now they have the identification of you walking down the street, right? I've been pointing out over the last few uh, programs, right, that I've been on, that also with the vehicles that we drive, because they have an online computer, that computer is not separate from the system. So therefore, they can hear, listen, view, right? Identify all those that are in that vehicle at any time. And if they wish to, they could singulate, isolate, even detain you within your vehicle, right? Or even even in some cases, they could take you and literally bring you to a place of where you could be arrested if you got enough juice in your car. You know, right? So don't think that it's beyond their capabilities. Okay. It's only that what is acceptable is acceptable. And they do subtly do this, like they're bringing the changes over the new year. Oh, we're putting a restriction on drink driving and everything like this. They'll probably put it to zero now. They'll probably put it to zero. Yeah, they probably will put it to zero. Right? Because they've been steadily um, making a difference with that over the years. So they probably will bring it to zero, if anything, for the old drink driving and other offences as well, type of thing, right? Because they've cut out sugar in a lot of drinks, haven't they? They've cut out the sugar, so that's why it tastes a bit different. I think so. I think a lot of us are addicted to the sugar though, because like we're drinking it, thinking, oh, this don't taste right. You'd be surprised. You'll be surprised, isn't it? Now that they cut it down, how much sugar you actually were using. Mm. We have to give them credit where credit's due, right? They've made some changes, right? Recently I've had the old door knockers as well with the Green Party, because obviously local elections are due soon as well, right? Pay attention. Pay attention to who is literally being there and who is actually putting themselves forward. I was in conversation a few days ago with about the outcome of the Jamaican election. Yeah, and it was just interesting to hear how it's impacting upon certain individuals. Obviously, there are some who are upset, to say the least. There are some of them who are still upset, to say the least. You know, but like even in their state of being upset, right? They still have to give acknowledgement that this person, whatever way or whatever how they did it, whatever with the parties, that they're still there. They are still there, and the implementations of the social changes that are happening at the moment, they're in tin minds. I got the feeling, like through the conversation and overhearing it, that they're in two minds at this stage as to is it going to benefit them or not, right? And like even when I was listening, I was still waiting to hear about the individuals, them as an individual, how it's impacting them. And it was extremely hard. It was extremely hard and difficult for them to actually verbalize and contextualize what I was asking of them. And there's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that, because we've already gone through the process of being brainwashed into thinking, yeah, they've already been brainwashed and already in the mindset of thinking that they are doing and being part of the change. Hence, this is why I put that piece in there on the ancestral voices today. Says work just enough to fund your lifestyle. That's the title of it. Work just enough to fund your lifestyle. Right. Now the fact that they have been able to and they are willing to do what they need to do to secure themselves in that position. Now, obviously, there's a lot of finance that is being moved around in a poverty stricken island, and yet there doesn't seem to be any substantial support. I'm not going to say not like no support at all, but substantial support. Because the thing is that even if they are offering anything, they're not offering anything for nothing. So the roads Oh, look at our beautiful new road. You'll be able to cut down the time of travel by at least 45 minutes. That's the type of propaganda that they're saying. And behind that, I and many others are thinking, how are we going to get money to go on this road, let alone bring goods with us on this road? Anyway, so that is a dilemma because like it seems like it's a commercialized commercials who are using the road, right? But the actual average person is at a minimum that are using these roads, these toll roads. But obviously, when you see the advert, you're going to say, oh, the traffic is flowing beautifully through here, right? Whereas if everybody was on those roads as in a traffic jam or traffic stop, you would see for yourself, right? That all the subsidiary roads are going to be extremely busy. And obviously, this season right now, the weather warned, you know, and of course, nope, they're not going to allow you to go through for free. Nope, you know, so yeah, they're not going to allow you to go through for free. So when you're there and you're thinking, well, there is progress, but it comes at a price. It literally comes at a price, which most people, even if they are financially okay, they have to think, what am I doing? Right? You have to think, what am I doing? Right? Because like even Yasso, to go drive a private vehicle around town, private vehicle, right? It's a big expense. It's a big expense, So I don't know. How you doing? Wobble Fubble, how you doing? Anyhow, so for me, right, we have to do our self-analysis, especially this time of year as we're coming into the turning now. Seasonal, whether you follow it or not, right? It's a seasonal time. So, I want us all to be able to go out there and have some kind of stability, right? We do need some kind of stability in our lives. Yeah. All right, let me see. There we go.
You don't know how you make your family feel to do the things you know are real. Say the things you please. They say you're in cocaine. You should change your name. They even say you're insane. You don't know how you make your teachers feel when you write the things you know. Discuss the things you learn. They say you're dropping out. You'll be a thief without a doubt. For you, your heart's too stout. You should know how you make your rich friends down to hear you're in the slums, existing just on crumbs. They don't know the reason that you share with your ghetto skin. You're tired of rich happenings. You don't know how you make the society frown when you walk the streets in town. They laugh, there goes a clown. They say you need a dream. Oh, you're looking slim. You should be sweating out in a jean. They don't know how it gives you joy inside to see them run and hide when bills flows in like tides. They should be walking proud, express themselves aloud, not hiding from the collecting crowd.
Dawn.
I hear the music coming out of your ears. Are you there with another girl instead of me? I hear the laughter and there's something I've got to know. Are you there with another girl instead of me? Baby, don't you know that I know just what to do? Should I ring your doorbell or just walk home? Your friend thought that you were never true. Hiding in the shadows, I see the silhouette back through your window. Are you there with another girl when I am gone? I can't believe you break the promises that you made. If you're there with another girl, I can't go on. Oh, I only know I love you, I couldn't survive. If there is another, I don't want to know. And you should know, or I was gonna die. Love requires faith, I've got a lot of faith, but I hear the music coming out of your radio. I only know I love you, I couldn't say goodbye. If there is another, I don't want to know. If you should go, oh, I wish I could die. We are sleeping. I am on the doubt and worry all about you. Love requires faith. I've got a lot of faith, but I hear the music coming out of your radio.
Oh, oh, does that make a difference? Does that make a difference in how we look on things? I don't know. It could do. Could do. Then again, I always encourage you to go and do your family tree, don't I? Don't I? Bonnie Wheel.
There's a land that I have heard about so far across the sea. There's a land that I have heard so far across the sea. To have you on my dreamland would be like heaven to me. Have you my dreamland would be like heaven to me. We'll get our breakfast from the tree. We'll get our honey from the bee. We'll take a ride on the waterfall, and all the glory we'll have, and we'll live together on that dreamland and have so much fun. We live together that dreamland and have so much fun. Oh, what a time that will be. Oh, just wait and see. We'll count the stars up in the sky, and surely we'll never die. And surely.
Yes, I was waiting for our sister Sandra before I introduce this little part of the program here. But unfortunately, she hasn't been able to join us today. Obviously, because of maybe because of the weather. They've got some heavy rain and things going on over there. So you know how things can be when it's autonomous like that. Anyway, listen, if you're hearing us, Sister Sandra, right? Take care and please be safe as well, because I know you like to run up and down outside the house. But I know that the weather can be treacherous as well, right? But please be safe out there, right? One of the things that I've been what I was doing, and I'm very happy that she was able to share this with us, right? It was a celebration of 286 years, Guardians of the Land, honoring our ancestral legacy, right? And this was over last weekend, right? So you had 3 days of events down there, right? Let me just go through the itinerary what they had on there, right? History of our people and contributions to Jamaica and the wider regions, right? That was on day 1, right? Day 2, language conference with, featuring Kwame Twi, community Twi, Taino, Jamaican Creole, and Mori and Grafina. Okay, And day 3, there are the celebrations with Maroon communities to honor chieftesses, chieftainess, and Granny Nanny, right? So Nanny of the Maroons in that way. This, okay? And I'm very, very glad that they were able to have this event. And I'm sure that it was well attended and everything else. Where I was able to join in and listen in to the conference on the Monday. Oh, sorry, on the Monday, on the first day, on the first day, you know, and for those who were able to attend and do presentations, they had them from all over the regions, all different various regions as well. So it wasn't just a local. It wasn't just a local, right? It was also regions of neighboring areas as well within Jamaica and also in the Americas. Did you catch him? Did you catch him? Fighting the mosquito. You were to go tell him friend them. Yeah, anyhow. So I was just giving them a lineup of the itinerary of the Nani celebration, Nani Maroon, right? Celebrations, So I was just giving them a lineup of that, So I've only just started, right?
Okay.
And some of the subjects that they were covering on there, right, when I attended, right, obviously affecting not only the historical events, right, but obviously getting recognition by all the regions, and I'm very glad that they were incorporating not only the Moortown, but also the other settlements as well, because most of us only know of one, right? Most of us only know of one, or probably just aware of one settlement there. But there are other settlements around the island, right? And not only on that island, but on other islands as well, right? So therefore, it is good that there is a gathering, there is a recognition of it, and then obviously a few days later they were having the honors from the political party. I'm going to say basically it was just a political party, both posturing in it with the military and the is it JCF?
JDF, Jamaica Defence Force.
Yeah, JDF. Yeah, right. Because even with that, it was very quickly. I established very quickly that who they were going to honor, right? And obviously they were putting more foundations underneath themselves as a party, political party, than actually saying, okay, this is the actual things that we actually been achieving throughout the region. And unfortunately to say, right, because I was waiting for the tongue in cheek, right, as to say, oh, who's going to represent the teaching establishment? Because I know they haven't been paying their teachers for a couple of years now, and it's only in the last like 6 months they've tried to amend that, right? And then also like on the medical field as well, right? Let alone the higher education. Wow, so they've been, in my opinion, they have been lacking in many areas, but they seem to get the stage full up with some individuals that they drag out reluctantly, but they drag them out, anyhow.
It's interesting that you say that.
Mhm.
I heard someone saying recently in the last 10 days that by way of the said election, a number of those groups that they were arguing with, they were able to come to a amicable close. That means all monies were paid forward, all things that had been done in time for the said election. But what I would say is that the Jamaican government isn't the only government that does that.
No. And this is just it, because I'm thinking. Obviously, I'm going with a broad aspect of being outside of the islands, right? So I've got an overall and a different perspective on what I possibly would see as being honoring heroes and sheroes of the regions, right? And maybe mine is more on foot on ground rather than head in the sky as such. Yeah. And basically I let's say out of the two events, I enjoyed the Maroon event more than what I would see, because and I will tell you why. Because they were talking about the future development, the future negotiations, right? What their aspirations were intended to be as well, right? And I wasn't, although it may be not be the occasion, but I just felt to myself that this is not a ceremony that I would actually be satisfied with. Although I did when it was on, because it was broadcast through YouTube as well, right? And when I saw it, I did have it on. I did have it on just to see who, what, and to hear who, what was receiving these awards. Yeah. I don't know where they dragged that band up from, or the man there who think that they can play in a big band business. But boy, all I know say, that was the comedy act.
Well, to be fair, I can't comment on that because I didn't see it, because it's the same day as because it coincides. They will always, every year they will do their exactly the same as the UK. They will do it twice a year, and I don't always put the two together in terms of, okay, now we're on this day called X, so they're going to do Queen's medal, yada yada, or King's now medal, yada yada. But within Jamaica, they will always do it on Heroes Day, and they will always do it in order to celebrate those who have done well within society, etc., etc. So I and because I am involved and so involved with the Motown,
that's right, that was your fault.
So I don't plug in. So we do our things over 3 days. And you mentioned in terms of the other Maroon settlements. So you do have the one in Acapulco Town, which is the one that's coming up, and that'll be on the 6th of January. Every year, 6th of January, regardless of whether it falls on a Monday, Friday, or any day in between.
Yeah, like our march.
Yes, no. Then you've got Scots Hall and you've got Charlestown. Charlestown is in July and Scots Hall is on the 1st of August, Emancipation Day. But they will all do their things. And then you've also got the Taino community people, the original descendants of Jamaica.
That are still in existence.
Still a thriving community, still recognizing and bringing down, because one of the things that they did on the Saturday, because Sunday was a language conference, and one of the things that they done a Nancy story that they first read it out in local patois.
Mm-hmm.
Made perfectly good sense to me. Local patois. And then they read it out in the Taino language, and they then added the props.
Mm-hmm.
So even though you didn't always understand what was being said, with hearing that and the props, putting those two together, it becomes memorable.
Yeah.
And what they were encouraging us to do, and within all the various language and the conversations around the language and the language conference, was you start somewhere. Not starting isn't the option. Start somewhere. And if you can add things to it, it makes it easier in terms of overstanding. It makes it easier in terms of relating. It makes it easier in terms of us as a community communicating in our one language, or communicating better because we have more than one option, because English is not the only option.
Yes, yes, yes. Well, right now, this is the thing, because I think I mentioned. Yes, I did mention it briefly, this rising, that about that I was able to suggest the naming process,
Mm.
you know, and I felt that it was well received, because I was given at least 3 or 4 acknowledgements
Mm.
for my contribution in that way, you know, from
Mm.
others as well. And I'm, you know when you're holding onto a bone, when a dog is holding onto a bone. I'm really hoping that it will be part of the process, and at that time as well, because I think that's rather significant as well.
Mm.
Because if we're talking about liberation, and those who are the liberators within the region of the Caribbean, right? That that should be part of the process, I feel, right, of announcing your stepping forward into, you know. So I definitely will be up there one day to receive my freedom pass. you know, and I think that is very important, even though, because like even with Caribbeans in general, right? You will have your birth name, and then you would have your outer door name, right? And so I can't see any issues why it should be or shouldn't be a issue in that way,
Mm.
because I think that more of us as the diasporans are more attached to the announcement of us being liberated, rather than those of the local in that way there. Even though I am not taking away from the fact that they are very aware of what's the process has been, and what we're going through even now. Yeah, yeah. So, but
Mm.
everybody's on the hustle right now. Everybody's on the hustle. You know.
Well, it's not strange what you say, because I know when I was traveling to Jamaica in the during the 80s, the 90s, etc.,
Mm,
etc.,
mm,
you'd always see the elders. Everyone's older than me, so you see the elders, and they'd call them one name. And I know even my cousin, she got a telling off, a stern telling off, because, and again, you were speaking about, and your family and friends who have
mm,
transitioned recently. So
mhm,
as I grew up, I was in a household whereby there was a connection to Jamaica, all things Jamaica, the Maroons, the Motown, that space where a number of families came to England. We know they built up England, yada yada. Part
mhm,
of that meant that every holiday, um, big, small, or otherwise, we would go to each other's houses
mhm,
and play dominoes, make noise, children run up and down, the women cook.
mhm,
That was a norm for me. It also was then the norm for me that funerals and weddings during that same period, if there were 6 weddings, there were 6 funerals. It worked hand in hand.
Okay,
And I
yeah.
got used to going to funerals from younger and seeing the transition, seeing the joy and the pain, and celebrating life. So my cousin, I'm going to tell the story because I think it's a really good story. Um, one of the elders to us came into the kitchen and was doing what elders do when they go into a kitchen, find something to do and do it rather than asking any question. So she's doing it, and everyone's talking to her and calling her by her pet name. So my cousin saw her, responded to her in her pet name. This is almost like everyone in the kitchen has turned around and looked at her as if to say, "Did you really say that?" And she looked at around and she said, "Well, I put Miss in front of it, but it was still the pet name." And everyone like looked at her, and it's almost like, and one of the other members of the family said, "You shouldn't be talking to her like that, because don't you realize that you and her is not size, yada 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 yada."
Yeah.
And it just makes me smile because all of them in the kitchen, bar none, if it wasn't a direct pet name that had nothing to do with birth certificate, had nothing to do with any official document, or it was a shortening of the name because it was said with love, because they'd grown up together in community, they all had a name. But as children, we needed to walk through that space of being able to respectfully say our greetings, but do it in a way whereby we weren't we were allowed to use the pet name. We were allowed to respond to them or ask them a question or greet them in that manner. And if we didn't do it, if we didn't have that permission, we'd always revert back to, what's their surname? Okay, Mr. or Mrs.
That's right.
Sterling, Harris, Osborne, Minot, White, whatever their name was, we revert back to their surname. But yeah, my cousin, she got a very good telling off when she just turned around, and it's almost like she called the person Ruby. And it's like, yeah, you and her ain't size, but that's her pet name. She literally said, "I called her the same name that all of you called her," but then they told her about this.
It don't work, yes, sir.
That it don't work like that. So even on Monday, I was standing there with my cousin, and his grandniece was reaching up and calling his name. So his grandniece is just calling his name, and I'm saying, calling his name, Barbara, and I'm saying, "Uncle Barbara" to you, Barbara, Uncle Barbara to you. So when she ran off, I said to my cousin, "You need to ensure that she remembers that you and her ain't size, because when she gets bigger and she's got around the uncle, she's calling you and her as if to say you and her is size. Later on, you can't have a conversation with her." And that's one of the things when we think about names and we think about how we are calling the names and the respect that we all have in relation to our name. And when people are responding to you, if you look in a photograph, they all always say, if you look in a photograph and you see enough people, you look at yourself first. You call in your name first. Where am I in this photograph? Because we hold on to that thing called name.
This is why it's very important what you just said there, right? Look for yourself. Look for yourself, right? And this is the type of respect that we have to have and we need to display for our namesake, right? And obviously, like for instance now, some still refer to Amawali, Malcolm X. Oh, sorry, Amawali El Shabazz as Malcolm X, right? Now, obviously, in whatever way you hold that person in reverence is the way how you would actually refer to him,
Mm.
right? And even some would even go further, right? Again, even though they may not be part of the faith, but they will say peace on him, peace be on him,
Mm.
right? Because of his state of transition,
Mm.
right? And it's the same with us,
Mm.
same with us, right? As part of that insignia, right? To have that, in my opinion, detachment away from the transitional slave. Not that we don't acknowledge that it happened, right? But to say that we are now a liberated people, yeah? To step into the freedom aspect, not even after somebody's died, like our parents, and we're still carrying that insignia of that name, yeah.
Mm.
So it could be, but that's only my personal opinion. Please, I'm gonna say, listeners, please, this is only my personal thing, because some people love to say yes, we're like, for instance, where my family from, we all Jones,
Mm.
right? And when you go down there, 90% of the people in that district there is called Jones.
Mm.
You understand?
Mm.
So we all in one way or another from the same tree,
Mm.
right?
Mm.
But at the same time, there's a thought of that. The reason why we're part of that tree is not necessarily through birth,
Mm.
right? It's through that process, what happened.
Mm.
Yeah,
Mm.
we got to shake off those shackles. You know what I mean? Shake off those shackles that are holding us as well. Yeah,
Mm.
but hey, that's just my opinion. That's my opinion. But hey, we'll see how it goes. Anyhow, we see how it pan out over the next few years. Anyhow, over there in the Moortown area.
Well, I know that they are, from a language point of view, they are looking at the next year. They will add to what they've done this year,
Mhm.
in terms of the language conference and bringing it to life and involving more children. So ideally, what they're looking to do is start it on a school day.
Mm.
Why is that so long? Start it on a school day.
Mhm.
So that means you can involve more of the school children. So if you're looking at changing behavior and changing culture, then if it's whilst it's on a school day, it
Mhm.
becomes the school children can be more involved when they're at the during the weekend. Their
Mhm.
parents may or may not be able to bring them. They may or may not be able to find their way up there. There could be 6 million different reasons as to why they can't make it. But if it's a school day, it becomes a school outing. It becomes a definitive. This is part of the school program on this day called X. There's going to be a school trip to Moortown, and within that, this is going to be the activities within the day. That's what they're aiming for. And they're also aiming for someone to live in the community who does speak the language of our foreparents. So that means it's not just teaching from afar, it's teaching from within.
Mhm. Okay, that sounds very progressive.
Yeah.
Very progressive. So, what was their opinion of the summarization of the event in general?
So because it was over 3 days, I didn't catch the first day, caught the second and the third day. Those who I spoke to in terms of the third day, they enjoyed it.
Mm.
It was a beautiful shower of rain first thing, and if you did take mind and see it for what it was, you would have said it wouldn't have happened because it was raining so hard, and you think to yourself, nah, it's not going to work, it's not going to work. But once that sun came out, the grounds were wet, but it was dry enough for everything to take place. And once it started, it just flowed. It just flowed. There's things, any organization, anything that you're putting together, regardless of how big or how small, sometimes the piece of the jigsaw puzzle, as you planned it in your mind, as you planned it when you sat down with people and they said, yeah, I'm going to attend and I'm going to do this, I'm going to help you do that, and yada yada. All of that had been planned out, and on paper and on the program, it seemed, yeah, this is going to roll together. And then as the morning's happening, you're thinking, okay, well, this isn't going to plan, this isn't going to plan. But you know what? It worked out. And it worked to a better plan probably than what we thought about, in terms of how the pieces of that jigsaw puzzle fitted together. And all those that needed to be there were there.
Excellent. That's what I like to hear. That's what I like to hear. You know, and the attendance was
The attendance, it was really good. The attendance, because if I think about the attendance this year in relation to last year, I think there were more people in attendance.
Wow. Okay.
And there was, so that means during the day I saw that there were more people in attendance. When I think about on Saturday, there was more people in attendance. On the Sunday, there were more people in attendance. And if I think about last year, it started off bright, and then after 2 o'clock, the rain started to come down, and then it started raining. It continued raining until 6 o'clock. So you didn't get everything done that you wanted to get done. And when it's wet and it's raining, people are then all looking for shelter. There was enough shelter, but because you're on a playing field, it's wet underfoot. So this year it just worked better in terms of the rain doing it. The rain is a blessing, but we had the rain at the right time. There was enough shelter, there was enough chairs. There were people standing, which is why I say that there were more people, because we had the same number of chairs this year as we did last year, but there were more people standing this year that I recognized and could see. And then if I think about the evening entertainment, the locals said that they enjoyed it. In terms of local artists, plus your big hitters, Popcorn and Sizzler, Crown Prince Sizzler.
Okay.
So yeah, they were there, and a number of their artists that perform with them, that they travel with, and local artists. So yeah, it all went well. No rain after we got that, like I said, the first shower of rain. It went well. It's even the daytime. I think all of it. Yeah, the 3 days were all recorded. They are on YouTube, and I will see if I can see a link.
That's great.
It'll only stay up there for a month or less than a month now, but literally it stays up there for
those who can download, and then they can
watch it at their leisure. I'll see if I can send it to you.
Send the link or where it is.
Yeah.
And we can look at that, because I know if it's a download, it's going to be a heavy kicking. Yeah, heavy kick. Yeah, but that's great. That's great though, because and the thing is that I'm remembering last year that it was like a bit of a parade as well and everything as well.
So we didn't get the parade in the same way. And one of the reasons why is because we're waiting for all of the Maroon communities to come to do the parade. And because we recognize that they're leaving from Akapong Town, West St. Elizabeth, they left at 6 o'clock. At the best of times, it's a 6-hour drive. At the best of times, without the weather, the inclement weather, and the lots of the rain that the Caribbean has been having. And even on the Sunday at about 2 o'clock, there was a earth tremor,
Really?
4 point something. It had hit the Clarendon, I think it was, or that area of Jamaica. But you could feel it in our part very, and we were doing it at the language conference at the time, and a number of them said, yeah, they all felt it, they saw it, whatever. So there's been a lot of challenges from a weather. Well, it's not challenges because it's part of Jamaica and where we're located. So from a weather point of view, some of the colonels had not yet arrived, but they gave us permission to say, yeah, keep going, because we are coming, we're just down the road, we're coming. So we did what we did, and then they joined us on and effectively had their opportunity to speak and to be heard throughout the day. So yeah, it was beautiful with no procession. But did we miss out? No, I don't believe so.
No. That's great, man. That's great. So if anybody's interested, say that this time next year, right? You can book your flight, go down there, and join in the celebrations on the occasion down there as well, right? So our sister Sandra was able to attend down there. She flew back in on her private jet and went back to go back to attend the occasion down there.
Well, I always wanted to be here to engage and to be part of it. Because it's lovely seeing the work that goes ahead in relation to putting it all together, but then also putting it all together, the day itself or the days, and then the clearing up afterwards, is to see the whole of that unfold in real time.
Terrific. Okay. Right. Let's just take a few minutes break, and then we'll be back with a new topic of discussion. Okay.
Okay.
So, let's get this on.
There is a light far, far away, where there's no night, there's only day. Look into the book of life, and you will see that there's a light far, far away. That there's a light far, far away. The King of Kings and the Lord of Lords sit upon his throne and he rules us all. Look into the book of life and you will see that he rules us all. That he rules us all. The King of Kings and the Lord of Lords sit upon his throne and he rules us all. Look into the book of life and you will see that he rules us all. That he rules us all. There is a land far, far away where there's no night, there's only day. Look into the book of life, and you will see that there's a land far, far away. That there's a land far, far away. Sada amatagana, la amlay. Ooh, Sada amatagana, la amlay. Ooh, lagi. Ooh, lagi.
Not necessary, Tahino, but it's on the way. It's on the way, my people. Right? Language. Purification of our communication is what is absolutely necessary right now. Introducing some new material that we got here as well. Books upon books upon books. I'm telling you, history in the making. His story, our story, has to be told. Even as we're going through this Black History Month right here. Whatever steps we are making in the near future will be next year's history, right? So let's make a plan. Let's make a plan, make a move, and make the move be that flagstone. You know what the flagstone is? The foundation stone for the new Black history, a war, a Fiwi history this man. Blacknificent Show here on the Galaxy of Fiwi.net. Umamize, one more.
You sheltered me from harm, kept me warm, You gave my life to me, set me free. The fine tears I ever knew. It's all the years I held you, and I would give anything I own. Give up my life, my heart, my own, and I would give anything I own just to have you back again. Is there someone you know that won't let you go and taking it all for granted? You may lose them one day, someone takes them away, and you don't hear a word they say. And I would give anything I own, give up my life, my heart, my own, and I would give anything I own just to have you back again, just to talk to you words again.
There's someone you know that won't let you go, and taking it all for granted. You may lose them one day, someone takes them away, and you don't hear a word they say. How would you take anything I own? Give up my life, my heart, what I own, and how would you make me? Just to have you.
You asked me why I'm here. Bring it from street to street. Bring it from street to street. A white man came to me in Africa. A white man came to me in Africa, and he promised me a world cruise where I would go back to work long hours. When we were in Africa, when we were in the trees, we saw white man
Yes, sir.
To make the morning of the international. It make I feel so big on the international. It give me inspiration in music.
You know what? Let's hold that for later on. Let's hold that for later on. Let's get on with this. Let's continue with our program this afternoon here on the galaxyofthewe.net on the Blacknificent Radio Show. What you know? Spirituality and materialism. The question mark. What is it to be human? On the panel will be Huey Rose, Dia Summers, Dr. Abu Ratata, Edison Abaji. Wadada? Yes. Presenter, Wabada. Dap Theatre, Minty, Question and Answer, Sister J Africa, and an African Market. And this will take place on Saturday, the 15th of November. Saturday, the 15th of November, hosted by Sister Angie and Dr. Nick. Right, and that will take place at the time of 3 p.m. to 8 p.m. Doors open at 2:30. 3 p.m. to 8 p.m. The Fetal Medicine Research Institute. The Fetal Medicine Research Institute. 16 to 20 Windsor Walk, London SE5 8BB. Early bird tickets for £10. General price £15. Okay, if you want tickets and you want to make a phone call, here's the call number. 07903591426. 07903591426. And also you can visit the website of the unitedsociety.network, and that is a word, not just the net, right? So it's www.unitedsociety, or one word, .network. Okay, right? And if you're able to get a flyer, you can get onto the QR code onto that as well. Right. Welcome back, my sister. Welcome back. How is the book sales going? And what is your new project? What's your new book that you're working on?
The one that I'm working on is tying together change, recognizing then that we all go through change and it affects us in different ways, and what we have an option
Mhm.
We have a choice, and even though sometimes we turn around and say, I don't know, I don't know, I don't know, we do actually know. It's just a choice that we want to make. And
Mhm.
sometimes the choice in itself may not be easy, but it still needs to be done.
Okay.
It's around change and transition, moving from where I was to where I am currently to where I want to be.
Mhm.
So there's work in relation to that. Also exploring and looking at going on the TED Talk circle.
Mhm.
I would say circle. And there were things that I listened to yesterday. I'm going to catch it up again today. That I did not know, but it's all part of the learning curve. So it's all being prepared and doing what I need to do in order to be prepared for the application, B, the rejection, C, the acceptance, and standing on that red dot.
Sure. You stand on the red dot every time you on this program, yeah? And I'm not in that one. No, good luck with that in the near future. I hope to join you one day as well in some kind of capacity. Will you be around over here in December? I'm just asking in general.
On and off, yes.
On and off. Okay.
Yeah.
Because there's potentially an event that I'm putting together, collaborating with some others who are in the TikTok family in that way. So I think we were speaking into that yesterday.
Okay.
And see what we're gonna put together as a community project for December. So
yeah, so if it's on the weekend, then yeah, I'll be
okay.
available.
Okay, I think that's going to be something that we're going to do. So it'd be over the December period.
Mm.
Then we'll bring it together and make it happen.
Mm-hmm.
Make that happen, and I shall pencil you in. Yet to be confirmed.
Yep.
As and when we get dates and everything else like this. Anybody else who's interested in coming and doing a presentation of any of their books or anything like that, please contact me directly, right? Via all the mediums and everything else, and so that we have the way you can contact us as a presenters here on Galaxy. Please get in ASAP. Get in ASAP, right? And this is more directed towards the TikTok, because we're obviously got a little group going on there, right? So we're looking how we can extend that to others as well, right? If we do an event, you have a platform for like 15, 20 minutes, and then you can go through to do what you need to do as well. Okay. So anyhow, but it's at the moment it's just the talking stages. Presumably by next weekend we shall have everything more solidified, and then we'll be able to offer who, what, where, and everything else. Right. So I'm aiming for next week Thursday to be able to say, right, those who are interested, this is the number to contact. This is the people that we're looking at, and everything else. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, that's in the near future, right?
So
right.
Is it that is in the near future, or is it more so that we need to be prepared? So you've put a call out.
What call out?
For
instance, you've got two books out there. Okay. You've done presentations around those two books, haven't you?
Yeah.
Right. So you're in my opinion, you're 70% of the way there anyway. Okay. To engage them, to say, look, this is what I'm doing. This is what what you're moving towards as well, because obviously you've got other projects and other teaching courses that you are actually developing at this particular time.
Mhm.
Right? Are they ready to be an introduction and presentation too?
All things are ready for presentation and productions.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas back in the day, if you had an idea, it would take a long time. It may have taken longer in order to make it happen. With the technology that we have at our fingertips, as long as you've got an idea, there's no reason why it can't become
Exactly.
in living 3D color.
There's many who couldn't do that, like what you're saying,
Mm,
right? There's many who wouldn't be able to do that.
mm,
Okay, right? So in that way, there, I'm going by your track record,
mm.
right? Knowing that you what's it, over the last 2 years now that you've had two books, isn't it?
Yeah, part of an anthology. I'm going to be involved in another anthology that will be out in the next maybe 4 to 6 weeks max.
Oh well, I did. You see, I didn't even know that. So anyhow. Even with that, you see, that's all an ongoing thing. So therefore, what I'm saying, now, let me speak with these others, get the idea what we're looking at, what concept. I'm personally looking at like authors, right? So if I can get like 3 or 4 authors, right, with their books ready to go,
Mm,
right, then I think that we can have a good segment there, right? Whereas others are doing like different products,
mm,
no,
mm,
and
mm,
then also we'll have a good combination of various things there. But I think that we initially when we spoke about it, that everybody would get a time on the like the main presentation stage.
mm,
Yeah, right.
mm,
So whether it be 10 minutes or 15 minutes, but everybody would be able to get a space on there. You
mm,
know,
mm.
obviously those in attendance and everything else, and then obviously because it's a network, it is an active networking event, right? So it's not only those in physical attendance, but also those in attendance who will be online as well.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay,
right.
okay.
So potentially, do you think that you be able to get that your product onto the shops, the shop on TikTok in that way?
I see no reason why not. I can speak to those who are involved in the marketing and that side of it, and yeah, but outside of that, what I'm doing on my own, then there's no reason why it can't happen. I still need to ensure that it fits in with what you're as a group looking to produce
Yeah.
and the theme that you're on the umbrella that you're producing it under.
Right. Very much in line what we're doing right here on the program.
Mm-hmm.
That would be my segment or our segment.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So anything under that umbrella that we have covered or potentially can cover,
Mm-hmm.
that will be our segment.
Okay.
Yeah. Because I
Okay.
don't feel that it'd be worth changing
Mm.
changing the format or the format or what we offer even here on the Galaxy, right, to preference to what is available out there,
Mm. Mm.
right? Because then you're just shooting blind.
Mm.
Yeah.
Mm. Mm.
In other words, stick to what we know
Mm-hmm.
and how we know how to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah?
Okay. Okay.
Yeah? And then the others are going to be doing whatever they're doing.
Mm. And sometimes when we the way that the universe works is that everything comes together and it becomes a beautiful tapestry.
Mm-hmm.
Whereby if you sat down, you thought, okay, I'm going to actually plan it, and it's going to be, this is what I want.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't, like the experience we had with the Marine celebration. It wasn't what we had planned for, but what we ended up was better than what we'd planned for.
Mm-hmm.
It had the nuances that connected more so with the said audience. And it's not about us, and it's not about the presenters and those who are pulling it all together.
No.
It's about those who are dialing in, tuning in, listening in.
Exactly.
Because they could be doing something else.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what we need to do. We want to leave them with a memory that they can cherish and an experience. So it's making that connection and communicating with our said audience.
Exactly. All right. So, yeah. Either way, it's going to be an exposure for us, Galaxy, the community, there, in whatever way we can, and that's how I see that it can be and it should be. Right? Okay. Right. Anyhow, that segue moment is come and gone. Right.
Okay.
Right. We've got another 25 minutes left of today's program.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So for all those who are out in the shopping land or the working land, right? It is 2:34 right now. 2:34 or 33. Sorry, 2:33. Right? So as we move forward now into our thing, any questions or anything like that, please put into the question line. Yeah, and I can see you. You can see me as well. Okay. Right. The lines are open on 074 953 95360 and also on 0203 576 1726. That's you and him. Okay. Right. Any subjects you want to bring up right today? Additional?
No, because I think you've covered it. I'm just a thousand apologies that I wasn't able to listen to your ancestral voices. So you play with your ancestral voices.
Right. Let me give you a brief update on that one. Right. What it is this is a young man, and basically he's minimalizing his life. Right. Obviously, he had a high profile financial job, and he's bringing it back. He's bringing it back to simplification through the fact that he was made redundant from his work, right? And then he thought, well, why am I chasing things? So basically, he's removing himself from being in the system. I get the impression that it's not a cry for help, but it's a cry against the system, right? And whereas there's a lot of people that have taken this step anyway, right? Buying less, using less, type of thing, just minimalizing, And then what he was talking about today was working, right? But earning what you need. Like for instance, you can have a meal in a posh restaurant, and it could cost you $1,000. You can go down the road and buy yourself a what do you call it? Hot dog, isn't it?
Okay.
From a street vendor, right? And it will do exactly the same type of thing, So, in other words, within the means of what you want or the lifestyle that you want to earn within that, and even as we do when we're probably starting out in work, make your was it make your vocation your vacation.
Mm.
Yeah, which I think some of us or a lot of us have missed that line, or we were sleeping at the back of the class when that line came up.
Mm.
Yeah, right. Make your vocation the vacation type of thing. So when we look on it, it's just a timely thing, because obviously this time of year, right, when people go into thinking mode, automatic thinking mode, and that's why I introduced that segment into there, so that we can do some deep thoughts, yeah, do some deep thinking, because unlike what the usual conventional thing of always party season and everything else, those who are attuned to what really is happening for them, they know that this is a time of deep thoughts, reappraising, so that we can come on to the next cycle with more vigor. Yeah. So that's why I introduced that one there. So very appropriately, I found that person there, and he has got a series of different videos on the YouTube there. Hold on, let me just get his name up. I did say earlier on. Timothy Ward is his name.
Okay.
Right, Timothy Ward, and this one was work just enough to fund your lifestyle. Right.
Okay.
That's it. That's what the subject was. That was a subject of conversation. This ancestral voices in this way. Huh? Right? I was speaking with Brother Akram earlier on as well, and mainly because of like what's been happening at the spate of like three individuals who passed away, and it's not necessarily someone who's directly. Well, one of them is directly that I know. The two are parents of, you know, and the care aspect came up into it as well. Of, like people who are literally um, working themselves into the ground, doing the solo effort. Um, but we have to be mindful of like what that solo effort is really taking on is, and the impact that it has on others as well. So just wanted to share that with others as well. So in fact, even after here this evening, we've got be attending a 9 night briefly this evening here. So, it's about these things happen apparently all the time. Seems to us all the time.
So, two things that come to my mind. In terms of Timothy Ward, I know I read a book, The Monk Who Sold His Ferrari, which is around the same principle. What do we need in order to live and to survive? So there's two ways you can look at it in terms of, for me, that thought process in terms of minimalizing, but at what cost? Because in order to give back, you need something in which to give back with. More often than not, whether or not it's money, time, talent, or treasure, one of the above four. So it's just to be mindful of that what works for one may not necessarily work for another, but also what's your bigger picture in relation to that. And then you also mentioned from a transitioning point of view, and I heard you were speaking with one of the brothers in relation to transition, family and friends transition. And I think it was it you or the brother who mentioned the family member who had, no, it wasn't you, it was something else I was listening to, and they were talking about their mother had transitioned, and they called all the family members together, and I love the fact that they did this, and conversations were around, our parents have left us with a legacy, but don't allow that legacy to have been buried with them as their children, as adults who are all standing on our own 2 feet. Let's continue that legacy. Let's continue getting together, meeting, conversing. Don't allow the fact that our mother has passed away and now we're all going to go and scatter to different parts of the country, the universe, whatever, and stay in our little hovel, but because of, let's honor our ancestors and let's keep their vision alive from a family point of view, from a communication point of view. So that's the thing that I ended on hearing in, and I know you said that you'd attended more than one homecoming and people are fighting for the dead left. And that's a frustrating thing, that we do fight for the dead left.
Graveside battles, you know.
Yeah. And it's not necessary.
No.
What we end up doing is we then lose what
Dignity.
the dignity, but we also then lose what Tim Ward, the essence of what he was talking about.
Mm-hmm.
The essence is, what do we actually need? Are we fighting for the car when we've already got 2 cars and we've only got one body that can only drive 1 car at a time?
Exactly.
Are we fighting for the contents of the home, but we've not got nowhere to put the contents of that home in our home? And to be frank, there's a lot of it that we don't want. Are we fighting for the gold and the jewelry? What are we fighting for? And if we're fighting because it becomes a possession, are you the sum of your possessions? If you don't have that possession the day after tomorrow, will someone think less of you? And if they do, then you're either in the wrong circle or they're in the wrong circle. But either way, get out. So there's lots of what you've said in terms of Tim Ward and what the video I commend and I recognize. But I also recognize for me, a bigger or a different picture in terms of whilst we're here, it's not about the consumption. It's about how can we serve, how can we support and help others. In order to do that, sometimes you need to have a little something, not the Lamborghini just so that you can drive the Lamborghini, but it's to have the transport just in case you are the person who's doing the ferrying around the children, going to school, whatever the case may be.
I was in deliberation this strong here. I was in deliberation this strong here. And how many of us really celebrate life? Right? Now, in my personal case, I never grew up celebrating life. Literally. I didn't grow up celebrating my life. Right? Special occasions and everything else. I think, and I came to a head a few months ago when I was there and I was sitting with Mum and thinking, I've never celebrated her birthday. You know what I mean? Right? Because obviously, you know, her decision to be within the faith that she is, and they don't celebrate anything like that. And obviously, I adhere to it, but I have no attachment to it. Yeah. So it's not a case of that. I'm totally dismissing it or anything like that. It's literally I don't have any attachment to it. Right? I think I've only celebrated my actual strong once in a way. Yeah. Right. And even in doing that, it just felt very, very out of character for me and everything else. But still, you know. But I feel that, just being in appreciation of life itself has given me that impetus, and the things, the practices that I do, like the My Day, um, and also like even to bolster that with somebody else as well, right? To say, you know what, wow, today's your day, you know, and like just to even have that special moment with them, to say, you know what, just take this moment just to be you, to celebrate you, thing, and even in that gesture there, it's sort of like it's as it has ignited. I won't say reignited because it wasn't there in the first place, but it has ignited within me the appreciation aspect. And like when we do our gratitude, right, it's kind of reinforces that gratitude for life itself, so when we have those moments of that, you know what, wow, their life has been spent now, they're going into that transition stage now, you know it kind of like that I've had more attachment to that and the celebration. But then again, the way how they do it now, right, or that we have done it over here now in the UK, I find that possibly not in a dignified way. I don't, what I mean? So it's not everyone that I will attend or that I would spend an extended time there. Yeah. You know what I mean?
So, for me, I don't understand the not celebrating. Okay, let me rephrase it. On the face of it, I don't understand the not celebrating the Earth Strong. But I recognize then that what you do in alternative, A, works for you, comes more from a spiritual place, and it comes from your soul. And sometimes when we take someone else's way of celebrating, and it's not our soul's way of celebrating, it can be hollow. So we get caught up in all the noise rather than the celebrating the life. So you speak about My Day, and you also speak about the countdown and looking at it from a daily basis. So you then have an opportunity to do that self-reflection and to celebrate and to give thanks, starting from the giving thanks before we get to the celebrations. So then all things in terms of you saying that you want to live to 150, or is it 125, or is it 110?
I put it out there already. So I'm doing 110.
You're doing 110. So
we can aim for 150 though.
So because of how you are setting yourself up, why is it that you cannot arrive there? Because you're not getting caught up with the confusion. You're not getting caught up with someone else's version of. So is it sad? It is what it is. The fact that you didn't celebrate with your mother her Earth Strongs over the years, but you've not then turned around and either gone full circle from an anger point of view in terms of, well, I'm now I can, and you recognize that it's you are greater than that celebration. You are more than that celebration. And you've, like I said, you created something that, to be fair, it starts with the gratitude, and it starts with that.
Absolutely.
Ensuring that you move in the direction of where you wish to go. And it's just not a one day. My mother used to always say, God peace be unto her. Every day's your birthday. It's not just on the one day that I recognize and I'm going to say, yeah, I love you, and I'm going to give you a hug or a kiss or yada yada. Every day is your birthday. And as long as we can remember that it's every day, we're moving one stage further to where we want to be, or we want to become, or we want to do, then we give thanks for that opportunity.
The thing is, obviously, with me, I had no measure of what it can be. Even though that I've attended many who have been in celebration of, but it was never a case of, oh, let's get into this, you know. Like it would be cordially attended. Yeah,
I hear you on that one.
right. And like even with the other celebrations as well, I because I never really experienced that when I was young, like I think it was from the age of 4 or 5. Never experienced that, so I had no attachment to it. As, you know, I see it going on, right, and that would be it. You know, so yeah, but hey.
It's not made you where you are now. It's not made you a lesser person.
No, in no way whatsoever.
It has enriched your experience and given you a different perspective that, like I say, will enable you to live your purpose. And that's what we're all here for. As we often say, and I've heard it said, graveyards are the richest places on earth because there's so many people that have sidestepped accidentally on purpose their purpose, and in doing so they've missed out. Their family have missed out, their friends have missed out, those that they could have touched and shared missed out.
And this is just a thing, and I'm not saying it to be being a sub story in any way whatsoever, right? Because as I shared with Sister Sandra, I do a thing called My Day. So every month I have a form of celebration now. So like, you know, obviously my strong is on first of July. So every first of the month, for 24 hours, I do it for myself, right? And as I did when I started doing it, it was extremely difficult because I was still thinking subconsciously about others, right? And I had to literally check in with myself throughout the day, right? To say, no, do this for you. What do you want? Kept asking myself that. You understand? And then even being conscious of how I was answering it subconsciously and verbally as well. Right? And of course, people weren't in the listening for that either when I was verbalizing it. You know? Like saying, oh, so we can do that. But no, I am going to do this. Yeah? Prioritizing myself. Yeah? Right? And in many ways, like what was being shared in the ancestral voices, right? We had to break down what was our values. Yeah? Even to minimize ourselves. Yeah? Why do I need 2, 3 instead of the one? And usually be because I can. Yeah.
But that mindset, because I can, what it becomes can become a singular thought process rather than I'm doing it because I can help others rather than just because I can, full stop.
Mm.
It's looking at, for me, that bigger picture. But we're coming up to the top of the hour.
Yes.
I'm not going to summarize because you did summarize the ancestral voices, and we've spoken around that.
Just your thoughts for today. Just your thoughts.
We've looked at different aspects of life, whether it be in Jamaica and the celebration for Heroes Day, but also the aspect of life in terms of the transition and what does it mean for us as an observer. So from the observation, you're thinking, okay, some parts of it you think, yeah, high five, it works, it makes sense. There's some parts of it you think, okay, I want to add a different flavor because I want to expand on it. So if we're thinking about the Heroes Day celebrations, the Nanny Day celebrations, you're thinking expand from a naming point of view. But you're also then questioning from the political point of view and the handing out of the ceremonial certificates. I'll use the word certificate. Acknowledgements. The question is who, what, why is that being done? Is it in terms of a show of this is something that someone's done, or is this just a show of you've done something good for the community, or you just done something good for me? So it's that question. If we think about as we go through life and at the end of life, as we transition, what are we leaving behind? What legacy are we leaving behind? What are we teaching others, directly or indirectly? What, as a family or as a friendship group, who of those that we've touched, what are they going to go forward with? And if we think about the ancestral voices, do we need to carry everything that we've currently got? Do we need the things and the stuff that we've currently got? Does that define us? And if it does, if you can make a conscious decision, it doesn't have to define you. And you can step forward then with gratitude and with service in terms of what you then choose to do.
I think all of us need to just let off some things, anyhow, myself especially.
We've all got things, baggage that we're carrying, whether they're practical, physical, you can see it in the heart, it's in the mind. There are things that we all need to let go of in order to move forward and to shine.
It's true, man. It's true. Anyhow, thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining us. Looking regal as usual. Looking regal. Oh, all right.
Well,
and I really look
forward to just going off with to Scots Hall and to Charlestown. So I'll get a wriggle on to do that.
Okay then. All right. You take care now.
Okay.
And please be safe, because I know that is raining like a dog out there.
Yes.
At the moment, right? And be careful with them roads, because I know they don't fix all of them yet.
No.
And the election is over, so you know. So Papi show gone home. All right, you take care now.
Okay.
Right?
Peace.
Till our roads cross again. Live in peace, yeah.
The only thing I'm fighting for is to rule my destiny. Cause even God will vanish away, but the knowledge of Jah is forever to stay. You send not the messenger to hear what I say. Trust in God is the only way. You're rich or you're poor, you can be gone any day. You say not the messenger to hear what I say. Lord. Oh, 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 oh. Hey. Oh, 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 oh. Yes. Now this situation is so sticky, so sticky. The last time I made a trade. I was being inside when we celebrate. Don't tell me that page. You my employee. Still you make up all these rules and never have to consult me. Indiscipline and disrespect will surely lead you astray. One thing you can't forget, someday you will pay. My goals were sabotage just to increase your share, God. But I'm never turning back, cause salvation is there. And silver and gold will vanish away, but the knowledge of God is forever to stay. You say that as a messenger, so hear what I say. Hear what I say. Trust in God is the only way. You rich or you poor, you can be God any day. You say that as a messenger, so hear what I say. Hey, Lord, hey, Lord, hey, hey. Silver and gold will vanish away, but the good education can never decay. You say that as a messenger, so hear what I say. Trust in God is the only way. You rich or you poor, you can be gone any day. You say that as a messenger, so hear what I say. Hear what I say.
Things are something I don't really know. Many associates have come and they go. This day and night. Yes, I don't know why. That's why I stick along. I stick along. Trusting in friends I thought I'd never feel. But I found out that they weren't sincere. It